Hello students, let us continue the lesson hydrosphere, and today's subtopic is salinity of the ocean water. Can you imagine a food without salt? No. Is a village tank water is salty? No again. Then why sea and ocean water is salty? And why the sea and ocean water is filled with salt? From where it comes? Let me tell you the answer. Over millions of years, the river streams flows over the rocks and over the sediments by accumulating the sodium chloride, and it joined with the oceans and seas. In course of time, due to evaporation, the continuous evaporation, the water goes up, but the minerals whichever were stored in the seas, oceans will be there, and the mineral NaCl, sodium chloride, will be there for years together. So the ocean and river, the ocean and sea water is salty. The salinity is calculated. The amount of salt dissolved in 1000 grams of sea water, it is expressed as parts per thousand, in short PPT, and we have to write like this. And moreover, the salinity of water is related to latitudes. Here a rough diagram of latitudes I have drawn. You could see here this is called equatorial zone, and which is very nearer to the sun's rays. Sun's rays falls there, sun's rays fall directly. And here if you will see tropical zone and temperate zone, polar zone, and eventually the sun's rays is oblique in both north and south, northern part and the southern part. So here where the sun's rays are falling directly, naturally the evaporation takes frequently, continuously, and not only in the equatorial region the sun's rays are falling directly and sun's rays are abundant, but even the water sources and precipitation is also more. So whenever the rivers, streams come and join with seas and oceans, and naturally the minerals are joining with them, and continuous process of evaporation is taking place. So in equatorial region, in equatorial zone, the seas and oceans, the salinity of the seas and oceans is more. When you will go to the tropical zone, temperate zone and polar zones, eventually the salinity of water or parts per thousand of water decreases, either if you will go towards the north or towards the south pole. Generally, the average salinity of sea water and ocean water is 35% PPT. For example, the Dead Sea, located in the tropical region, the rate of evaporation is high, the rainfall, the precipitation is very low there, hence the average salinity of Dead Sea is 332 PPT. PPT stands for parts per thousand. One more definition is given here, a new term, isolate. The line joined in the equal salinity in the map are called isolines. Not only the zones, equatorial zones, tropical zones, temperate zone, or both the poles, but the salinity depends on vertical and horizontal lines also. Vertical and horizontal lines differentiates. So whenever the sea level, if you will go deep into the sea vertically, naturally the salinity level is also going to be changed, and along with wind also the salinity level is also going to change. So here the lines joined in the equal salinity on the map are called isolines. ocean salinity vertically, horizontally in detail. The first point related to factors of salinity: evaporation and precipitation. Evaporation. If the evaporation is high and precipitation is low, then also the salinity rate will be more. If the evaporation is low and precipitation is high, then the salinity level will be low. Number 2, fresh water flow from the rivers, usually coastal areas. Continuously the flow of freshwater rivers, streams into the sea near the coastal areas also affects the salinity. Definitely there you will get the more part of the water fresh. Salinity will be very low. In polar region, by freezing, as already I have explained you, whenever you go towards the North Pole or South Pole and their sun's rays falls obliquely and the temperature will be very less. And whenever the temperature is very less, then the water definitely will convert into ice, freezing, that is called freezing. In polar region, due to freezing of water, the evaporation never takes place. Even in that places also, the salinity level is very low. Number 4, winds. By transforming water from one place to other place. Wind is one of the effect and which cause the salinity level either too low or too high, and usually the transformation of water through wind from one place to another place also sometimes affects the salinity of the sea water and ocean water. The last one, ocean currents. Which affects a lot. Ocean currents, which is the huge great distance covered by this, and along with this ocean currents, even the ocean water also transformed from one place to another place into a great distance, which cause the either less salinity or high salinity. Now ocean temperatures. When you compare to land, ocean temperature doesn't show much variations, but it impacts a lot. Towards the southwest monsoons in India, due to El Nino and La Nina. El Nino and La Nina are two different situations. Let me explain you here with the map. Japan, parts of Asia, here Australia, Alaska, North America, South America, and the middle part in between these countries. Yesterday you have read about oceans and which continents are separated by which ocean. So here Asia, Australia and America, that is Pacific. Now let me come to the point. And when the temperature is high and when the evaporation takes place in Pacific Ocean due to over temperature, naturally the east trade winds flows from west to east to west, and during that time the typical situation continuously, if the warm trade winds passes from east to west, naturally here in the Pacific region and the ocean, there a low pressure area will create, and here the situation of El Nino, and just opposite here La Nino, due to the warm trade wind which are passing from east to west continuously. El Nino, its effects usually are scanty rainfall, very low rainfall which is not sufficient either for any kind of crop. So drought, its effect drought, and high temperature, unbearable temperature. And if you see last 3-4 years back, continuously in India we have well experienced the situation of El Nino, and last year if you will see there is a little effect of La Nina, and there Mumbai, Chennai, Madras, Tamil Nadu, you can see the heavy rains, you could see the heavy rains and floods. So the effect of La Nina is heavy rains, cyclones, unusual cyclones and floods. Let us stop the class here. Next class we will continue with ocean currents.